Hey guys, John here from unpack.com. The team over at Brizy has done it again with a really awesome update. And in today's video, I'm going to cover the new features inside of Brizy Pro. I'm also going to give you the chance to get a lifetime access to a license for Brizy Pro. So you can run this on your own website. You can do this for clients at 100% free to you in this video. Let's go ahead and dive in. All right, guys, so the guys over at Brizy and I, we're tight, we're buddies, and I was chatting with them and I was really impressed with the new update, and they wanted to go ahead and do something special and offer this as a giveaway to the Income Mesh channel here. So here's how it works. All you have to do is watch the video, enjoy it, right? I hope you enjoy it. But to get access to the giveaway, just like the video, hit subscribe to this channel, and head over to unpack.com/giveaway. There's a link in the description below, and this is where you can sign up to get access to the Pro license. And this is kind of a viral giveaway, so if you recommend somebody else, once you sign up, you'll get a very special share link. If you recommend somebody else, you'll get 5 additional entries and 5 additional chances to win. Obviously, the person who has the most points has the most chance of winning the license. And I'll be doing this for the next 17 days or so. So there is a countdown timer on the sign-up page, so make sure you sign up today. All right, enough about the shameless promotion. Let's go ahead and dive into Brizy Pro and show you some of the really, really cool features that have recently come into the platform. You know, it's been a little while since I have done any content on Brizy, but they've been busy. They've been a busy team, and in this video, I want to go ahead and give you an overview of an update of what's going on in Brizy. So what we're going to cover in this video here is the new block kit. I am in love with this new block kit. I am not the best designer. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that. If you want somebody to like make your sales funnels work and do split testing and like set up the data and all that stuff, I'm your guy. In terms of just making stuff look good, I need some help. And so this new block kit is really exciting for me. I think a lot of you on this channel can probably relate to that, so it'll be worth checking out for sure. Also, custom fonts. You know, everybody knows what a Google font is. Everybody has seen Lato and Montserrat and Railway and all these really beautiful fonts out there. But a lot of clients have, you know, they spend their money in strange places, and they'll go and invest in the custom logos, custom fonts, and all those other things. And up until recently, Brizy hasn't been supporting custom fonts. In this update, they do, and I'll show you how it works. It's really awesome. We're also going to cover some new background filters that you can put onto your hero sections, and a really cool application of that using Google Maps. We'll also walk through the new file upload section within the links. So any link you have on your web page can automatically go into a download for a file, and it works really smoothly here in Brizy. And then lastly, we'll build out a landing page or two just because it's so clean to use. The new block kit is really a joy to use, and I'll kind of share with you some client projects I've been working on recently. And because of this scope, I thought Brizy was the page builder to use, and I've been having a great time with it. All right, let's go ahead and dive in to this blank website here. Okay, so this is a blank website. I'm not even changing the theme. We're on the default WordPress theme, and that's what I like to do when I'm testing out Brizy, because this works really well for clients where they're not intending on being a blogger. They don't want to have a whole bunch of dynamic content on the website. I know Brizy's working in with their dynamic content, making that work all better. But if you just want a beautiful website, like a business page website, Brizy is going to be the page builder you use for your header, your footer, everything in between, and you don't even need to muck around in the theme settings. So let's build a homepage here. And in this homepage, I want to kind of walk through the new features we just mentioned on that slide deck. So we'll edit this with Brizy, and I do have the latest version of Brizy Pro installed. I am a lifetime license holder, and it's not something I use on all my websites, but for the websites I use it on, I really enjoy using it. And I'll kind of walk through at the end of this video who I think Brizy currently is right for and who it is not right for. Okay, so here we are. Let's just build out a very quick page, and in doing so, I want to explore these new sections here. So this automatically is just a very visually appealing, even just the interface of choosing what blocks you want to use. The way they're setting it up is they have block kits. So kit number 1 over here in this dropdown, this is what they originally launched with way back when, and it was pretty groundbreaking when it first launched. You know, the ability to filter down to, if you want to have a feature section on your web page, you've got a huge list here that fit the bill and does what you need it to do. But a lot of people like having that progress through the page and kind of alternating light sections and dark sections. But with most page builders, like Elementor, for example, if you pull in a section from their pre-built library of blocks, which isn't very creative. They're very, very standard, not very inspired blocks. When you want to switch from light to dark, it becomes a whole nightmare to do so. Here, however, you can literally toggle between light and dark, and you'll notice they have the same number of templates on each side because they just made carbon copies where there's a dark filter and the text is lighter to make that work, and vice versa. It's really, really well done here. They've got categories, calls to action, news, services, etc. So this is on their first kit. This has been out for a while. Their new kit, however, this is where they've really had a good time. They've really done a lot of work here. You can just tell if we toggle between kit number 2 and kit number 1, you can tell these are very good. Like these are very good looking blocks here. But then kit number 2 just brings in a bolder style, just a bit more of a modern look. They have a lot of these shapes, overlapping shapes, and just, I don't know, like I said, I'm not exactly the perfect designer, so I can appreciate it, but I don't know exactly what it is, but it works really well. So we're just going to scroll through some of these a little bit. You can see a lot of good landing page looking templates. They don't have like a landing page section here, a category, but you can go into the hero section and see that a lot of these hero sections are going to make perfect landing pages for your sales funnels and everything else. Webinar registration pages, a lot of different things you can do with these guys here. The calls to action button, same thing. Very simple, very direct, tells you what you need to be doing, and it gives you a very clear call to action to do so. If you're building out long form sales pages and you want to be able to kind of walk through that journey, they've got an entire section of 17 different text blocks. So if you just want to have just straight content going through, you've got blocks for that. If you want to be able to have multiple columns or some icons interspersed throughout, you're covered in pretty much every area you go. And then boom, just a single click, you can toggle it between light and dark. Really well done. Some team sections, gallery sections for image heavy sections. And then of course your headers and your footers. Let's go ahead and build out a page because really the magic in this setup in this page builder is as you're working with it, kind of seeing how it all ties in together. So let's make a dark header for this page here. We'll click on this guy. We haven't added a menu yet. We'll do that later on, but that's really not the purpose of this video here. You can go into the headers and simply make it a global header so it can stay the same way no matter which page you add it to. And then under the next blocks, let's start getting fancy with our layouts. Let's do a light one here and just use this cover hero image, the art of the smile. Now here's what's really cool. Let me add 1 or 2 more blocks in, and then I'll show you how the global colors all work together, the global styles. So let's do a feature section, and let's go with the dark feature section. And let's add this guy in here. Okay, and then one more. It's getting a little bit dark, so let's make another light section here, and let's just do a bit of a text section here. That'll work. Okay, so already starting to have a nice flow to the site, but the colors here, you'll notice if we look at the colored area, it's going to call in this color scheme, but it might not be the color scheme that you want. And especially if you have new clients who don't have an existing brand, who don't have an existing color palette, you can save yourself a lot of heartache and frustration of trying to go through that process. And you can literally come into Brizy with your client and say, hey, let's just walk through a little bit of the content. Let's put the content in, and then you can flip through different styles. And in doing so, you can, with a single click, change the font scheme, change the color scheme, everything, and everything is going to propagate its way through the page you've already built out. So this is great from a content first perspective. If you have a new client and you're trying to get them up to speed, so often people can get stuck in picking out the color scheme or the right logo and all this stuff. And as the freelancer or agent or person helping them, that can be frustrating for you. So this can take a lot of the fear away, just kind of show them what you can do. And then if they decide to change their mind and they say, hey, this green, I'm more of an orange guy, or whatever the case might be, they can come over here, find an orange they like, and just like that, any place where that color is used throughout, not just the page, but throughout the entire website, can be automatically kept in sync. Like you've seen here, those icons have changed. That play button has changed as well. All right, pretty cool. Let's go ahead and add a couple more sections here so we can see what we can do. Let's have a testimonial section and just show. So here we have a lot of those accent colors. So we can pull those accent colors in, and you'll see it automatically kind of respects what's going on here, and it's now orange instead of the green that was there before. Doesn't mean you're stuck with that. You can change this guy on his own from orange to this color, but what you'll notice is these colors are automatically kept in sync with your overall global color styling area, like this little palette here. So what we're going to do next is let's take, what is this? I think this is going to be an H2. Let's take this H2 and let's say you have one of those clients who has their own special custom font they like to use. I laugh. I don't know. I'm not that big of a font guy. I have the fonts I like and I just use them. But if you have somebody who has very special needs, you might have some custom fonts. And I'll show you how that works in just a second. Okay, so I did a quick Google search for free custom fonts, and you can get here, the top result is free fonts from urbanfonts.com. So here, these are not Google fonts, right? So these are kind of special fonts. You might have a bit more uniqueness if you use a font from this source versus just using a Google font. So you can go through and decide what you want here. Let's maybe say we're futuristic. We're going to sort this by category. And so now we have some free futuristic fonts. We have Cataclysmo. This is pretty cool. Olympic Carrier Halftone Italic. Okay, works for me. We'll download this custom font. And let's add this to my download folder and unzip it. Extract all, and there we go. Okay, so now we see this one has a bunch of different files. Carrier 3D, Chrome, condition. So a lot of different sizes here. We'll just show you one as an example. So let's come back to our page we're building. All right, and now let's go back to our color palette and pick out that H2. Okay, so this H2 is currently set to, I think it's this Noto serif. We can click on this Add New Font button right here, and now you have an option. Before, it just opened up your Google Fonts kind of dashboard area. Now you have the upload option, All right, so the upload option, and we're going to call this, what was this thing called? Olympic Carrier. All right, and we'll go to Continue, and it'll offer you a bunch of files you can upload. We got a TTF file from what we just did here. So let's go back to our downloads, that Olympic Carrier. And you can see here, there's a bunch of different things. We'll just take this main one, the Olympic Carrier.ttf, which is a true type font. And I upload it. And you can also decide the thickness and the weight of it. We'll just do normal for now. We'll add that font. We'll say continue. And we have successfully connected with that font. So now we should be able to go through and adjust our H2s globally to being this new custom font. And just like that, any place where we have an H2, that's an H3. So any place we have an H2, what is this? That's an H1. Goodness gracious. All right, move it to an H2. Now that custom font will be able to go throughout our entire website. If we add one more here, you can see this was an H2 as well. So it's pulling in that custom font. This is great. Like, I can definitely see myself wasting a lot of time scrolling around and finding the perfect font that's unique. Don't do that. But at least if you have the client or that specific project where you have a brand you need to respect and it's not a Google font, Brizy now supports. All right, so let's talk about the background filters here. So we have this section we just built out, which is a really good one that we can work off of. I just did a project for my mom, love her to death. She has a small business, and having people find her location is one of her struggles, right? So what you can do here, if you don't want to just have this blank, opaque background, let's do something really fun. Let's make this about a 40% or so opacity, and then we'll come into this section here, and we can use the map background. And I'll just put in the business address. And just like that, now it's actually pulling in a dynamic map background. I can remove this image because it's a little busy now. And I can give it some breathing room so we have a lot of clarity on the map. Just trying to get to where I can select my padding here. Add this here. We'll go to more settings and then do padding on the bottom. There we go. So now I can drag this down. And now you have a nice little map that works in the background. This can be very useful for local businesses. Obviously, it's great in the contact page area. So this is one that makes a lot of sense. And just to show you how easy it is to work with the overall styling, let me increase that opacity. Let's make that a little bit darker. And let's just make the overlay a dark color. And then we can change the text of this entire section to a global white that we're using. And now we have a whole new effect on this map section, which is pretty attractive with our little global custom font here. All right, next cool feature I want to show you about is the upload files that are added to any place you can do a link. So on this button here, normally you have to send them to a URL, and then you go into your media gallery and find the URL of the file you want them to download. But Brizy decided to make that even easier. So now we can click on the button and go to File instead. and then we can click on the plus. And now this is going to open up our media gallery, so we could, link it to a PDF or a specific, picture here, for example, and we'll select. And now if I preview this page, let's open it in a new window. All right, and I'll scroll down to the block we just built. I mean, we're just kind of clicking around here, but everything looks like it kind of fits because it has that global styling, which is really useful. So here we are. We'll click this button, and it will immediately download the file that we had there. No problem at all. So really useful. I mean, it's not one of those things that's required, but it's one of those where we're so used to doing it a certain way, of going and finding the actual file URL, that bringing in a nice new way of doing it is kind of refreshing. All right, so far we've kind of just walked through a big page that would be a good sales page or a home page. But let's build a very specific opt-in page, one that has a very clear purpose and nothing else. So from the WordPress dashboard, we'll just go to plus page, we'll add a new page, and we'll name this free ebook. Publish it real fast, and now let's edit it with Brizy. So building landing pages is one of those things where it looks easy, but when you try to get around to it, making everything look exactly right and making it punchy and load fast and all that can be a challenge. So with the new block kit, they have some really, really good pre-built sections that are just begging to be used for an opt-in page. So let's just kind of scroll through here on the hero sections, because I think these are the most obvious ones we can use. Like this would be a great one for signing up for a webinar. Let's just go up here. And I like the cleanliness of this one here. So it's just a single section, has an image, compelling headline, and then the opt-in box. And a couple things you can do to make this look really good on any device is you can come here to the section manager, and then I'll click on the settings, and then you can make it a full height section just like that. And this is one where not every builder does this as easily. Most of them have somewhat of an option, but they don't always work very well. So here we can just quickly move out the image. Let me say we're not doing a little app. Instead, let me just upload this file here. And one of my current criticisms I still have with Brizy is I don't really like how they manage images. It doesn't, like, sometimes you have to come into the setting here and say height should be 100%. By doing like height 140% is actually kind of cropping out some of the image, which doesn't make a lot of sense. And then you can increase the size to take up the full area. So I think that looks better. Okay, so now we've built out a landing page inside of the subscribe button, which is already plugged in. You can integrate this very easily with a bunch of the most popular email marketing platforms: ConvertKit, MailChimp, Drip, MailerLite, etc., etc. And if you have any of the different ones, or you want to do something special, like sign them up to a webinar, they've got Zapier integration there as well. And if we update this, and we'll quickly preview it to see how it looks on the front end, looks nice and clean. And as I play with mobile responsiveness, you'll notice it does really well. It kind of decreases the font size. And what's great is they also have the ability to flip-flop the order. So normally it's left column first, then right column next as you start to stack them. But with Brizy, you can flip-flop where the stacking happens, so the image comes on top here. But what if we also don't want to have an image? Let's say you want to just be text-focused on mobile, and you only want to have the image on desktop. They've also done some really good work in recent updates on their mobile responsiveness control. So let's go and edit this page one more time. And now check this out. So if you want to remove this image only in a specific view, all you have to do is go to the view you want to change it on, like on the mobile, for example, and it's going to show you exactly what it's going to look like. And then you can just click that little eyeball. And what that says is going to disable this on mobile. Boom. Now it's gone. Now you might be thinking, well, what if I change my mind and now I can't find the thing to make it reappear? They've got this little eyeball down here where if you click on it, it's going to toggle all the hidden items on that view, and it's going to blur them out so it's very obvious to you. I mean, this is a really cool user experience. It's going to blur them to a point where this is a hidden icon, and you can then decide to bring it back or keep it gone on that view. You go to tablet, it's still there. You go to desktop, it's still there. So really, really good user experience. That's one thing I keep coming back to is Brizy is just kind of fun to use. And I guess at that point, I'll kind of go ahead and give you my current take on where Brizy lands in the entire landscape of page builders and just building out in WordPress today. So in my opinion, Brizy has taken a specific path of not trying to be all things to all people. What it does really well. For example, the user interface, the actual building, like the feeling you get as a designer as you're building, I think is the best on the market. Certain page builders are static. They kind of feel like inflexible, and you have to kind of dig through a bunch of menus to find what it is you want to adjust. And with Brizy, most things, as you're going through, like, hey, I need to adjust the padding, it's right there. And it just kind of has this way of understanding the user experience and the workflow, and it helps you out as it's going. But like everything, there's a con to that as well, and that can mean that there are less options when you're building in Brizy than with other competing page builders. If you want maximum control and you want like features on top of features on top of features and integrations everywhere, Elementor is still the king, in my opinion. It works with the most plugins out there. Their open API allows pretty much anything to go and tie into it on their own. That also has its own downsides where it's not as controlled of an environment. And so you can find a plugin that ties into Elementor, but it can slow down your entire website or it can create some sort of conflicts. Brizy is currently working on their open API to have other tools come in and tie in and use it. But right now it's a bit like Apple, like it's a bit more of a walled garden. Like what it allows you to do, it works great. It's really nice and smooth, but it doesn't have the most flexibility out there. So if you are more of the designer where you just want things to be kind of fun and you're not really the techie guy who needs everything to be this awesome automated ridiculousness, Brizy is a great option. Especially with it still having a lifetime deal and seeing how they're progressing over time, especially with this new block kit and some of the additional features they have still on their roadmap. I think it's a solid option for people who want to do client projects and whip out websites really quickly. You know, one thing I did not show on here, but to help you out, if you're one of those who wants to be able to launch websites quickly for clients or just for yourself, let me show you a couple things here that really makes this like a no-brainer. So if you go to their layout section, there's two current integrations that I'm aware of that make building out full websites so easy. So you can come to the block editor, but instead of just picking an individual block, you can find an entire design for an entire page. So here, for example, baseground, let's just use this one. You can import this layout. And so pay attention to this toggle down here. So it says replace global styling. So you know we changed the colors, we changed a little bit here and there, the typography. I'm going to now replace that. And so it should pull in this background page entirely like this, which it did just now. Great. So you can do that and build out entire pages. So that was just a home page example, but you can come back into this one and have a about page, a projects page, project detail, etc., etc. So if you're working with clients, this can be a great place. Hey, pick one of these you kind of like the style of, and then we can work from there. You know, I know some people are negative on using templates for client projects. I just think that's silly. Like, honestly, they don't care like how it got there. They want to have a good result. They want it to feel like their website, and they want to have control over it. It doesn't mean it has to start from scratch every single time. That's just silliness. And also, if you're using the Astra theme, you have the ability to import their layouts, their pre-built websites as well, and they have a lot of great templates for. All right, guys, so I'm going to call it at this point. I've gone through a lot in this video. I'm really impressed with the progress. Do I think that Brizy is the only page builder you should be using? No, not necessarily. It depends on your specific needs. If you're running a big WooCommerce site and you have a lot of unique functionality, you want to have a special music player that does these sorts of crazy things, Elementor is probably going to have a better set of integrations than Brizy. But if you want to whip out beautiful looking websites very quickly and have a good time doing it, I think Brizy is one of the best at this point in 2019. Again, if you want to get access to it for free, all you have to do is subscribe to this channel, hit the like button and leave a comment, and then go over to unpack.com/giveaway and simply sign up there so I can track and tabulate and see who's doing what. And then if the more people you refer, the more entries you have, the more chances you have to win. And I'll give you an email as soon as the contest is over and let you know who the winner is. And then you'll get your instant access to Brizy. So I'm John from unpack.com. I hope this was a very helpful video. Just giving my honest opinion about this page builder. It's developing. There's a lot of competition in the space. I'm not going to lie. But if you are looking to do the things I've talked about, it's a great option. Again, I'm John from unpack.com. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.